for that update, Justin. Well, for the month of May, University of Michigan Health-Sparrow Children's Center will be celebrating May is for Miracles, and will be raising funds to support the struggling children with illness and injury who visit Sparrow. For this week, we'll be sharing the story of a different miracle child during all of our newscasts, but today is all about Michael. His parents were told from scans during the pregnancy that doctors would need to look at Michael's intestines once he was born. At that point, they had no idea the extent of his injuries, but here's his story.
When he was born, they took him from me. He had a little bit of a bigger belly and took him up to the NICU and found that he had what's called an ileal or intestinal atresia, which means that his intestine there was a blockage in there, it wasn't connected. So in utero, his intestine had perforated and attached itself to liver, kidneys, bladder, itself, everything. On day 2 of life, they took him to an exploratory surgery that, yeah, is not the words you want to hear when you have a 2-day-old.
Michael's small intestine had significant damage, and during several hours of the surgery, the doctors decided that Michael had to take a break, and in the morning, due to inflammation, decided to wait. For the next couple of months, Michael remained in the NICU, where the staff could keep him comfortable, and Mom and Dad informed until doctors felt Michael was able to handle surgery.
We were able to be by his bedside whenever we wanted to. Since I was just a few floors down, I would go down for my own checks after, the C-section, and then come back upstairs and be by his bedside and really know what was going on all the time. I mean, there were moments that were scarier than others. After his first surgery, when they left him open, they kept him intubated, but he stopped breathing. So we just watched the numbers on the screen go down and all the alarms start blaring, and then 10 people came to his bed and started working on him and change out the breathing tube and, to get him breathing again.
Michael spent 92 days in the NICU, while Emily and Matthew had a daughter at home too. These days were a careful balance of caring for their daughter, but the help and support of family, neighbors, and church friends, and being with Michael while learning from the staff how to care for him when he was able to go home.
But now, to be able to look back on all of that and to say, yeah, he is fine. He's a happy, healthy 14-month-old. That's what every parent wishes, and while times are difficult now, we're going to get through it, and we'll be fine on the other end.
I love that you both kind of held on to the fact that there's going to be a light at the end of the tunnel, even though it was really hard to see it in that moment. The staff at U of M Health-Sparrow did so much to provide consistency for the family and also joy with crafts and costumes.
They also had an app, kind of like Snapchat, but for the NICU, where, they could, just take pictures of him at night and say, hey, doing well, or, updates. They would send us through that little thing so that we could see a picture of him, and it was just nice to have that extra point of connection.
And again, also to think about, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that they will be coming home. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but they will be coming home at some point. And those are the things you look forward to and all the things you can start doing with him at that point. Michael right now is the definition of a boy. He just loves to get himself into trouble and find all of the places that he's not supposed to be and put all of the things in his mouth that he's not supposed to in his mouth.
Emily and Matthew stress the importance of when going through a journey like this is to get therapy, talk about it, and understand the resources of the staff.
Just to show you what an impact the nurses and all of the staff there had on us is after this whole NICU experience, and we were updating our will to include Michael in it now that he was born. We also included the Sparrow NICU in our will because they are now so important to us and their work is so valuable that we want to continue to support it throughout our whole lives.